Okay, this is my first time ever doing a YouTube chat before, but if you followed my Instagram platform for a long time, you know that I typically share holiday recipes and inspiration for the holidays and the different seasons, and I've always had God incorporated to what I shared in everything. The Bible says, everything you do be done for the glory of God. So I thought I was doing that. I thought that we don't celebrate Halloween. We celebrate fall. We used to celebrate Halloween until a very, very dear friend called me out on that. But I thought that because I didn't share anything dark. I thought that because I worship God, I thought that because every once in a while I drop in a reference to Jesus or a biblical reference, I thought I was covering all my bases. But that's not the case anymore. I think I did that to make myself feel better, but I wasn't super loud about it because I was so afraid of being canceled for having brands drop me. People wouldn't follow me. People would send me nasty messages, and I wanted everybody to like me. But if there's anything we've learned this last week with the passing of Charlie Kirk and the horrible thing that happened to him, we have to be loud. We cannot be silent anymore. We can't be afraid anymore. God calls us to speak out and to speak the truth. He doesn't call us to live fearfully. And by all of us, sitting in the background and applauding Charlie for saying everything that we agreed with, but we weren't courageous enough to say ourselves, we really weren't doing what God calls us to do. So I think what we all need to do right now, if you are sitting here and you're listening to me talk and you're saying, yes, I was so impacted by what happened this week, but then you're not willing to make a change in your own life, then you weren't impacted by what happened this week. If you were impacted by what happened this week and you know that it is wrong, then you need to be willing to make a change somewhere in your life to be louder. We need to encourage and embolden the other Christian moms and wives and sisters and daughters that are out there to speak out about our faith. We are not going to be silenced anymore. Being silenced has caused what's happening, acceptance. I just had somebody today on Facebook tell me that God tells us to accept everybody. God doesn't tell us to accept everybody. God tells us to love everybody, not accept everybody. God would never ask us to accept sin and to accept darkness. So right now, everybody needs to sit back, let the heaviness of what happened penetrate your heart, and you need to think about where you're willing to make a change in your life to help lift others up, to help bring everybody else that's looking for somebody else to show them or tell them. I've received a lot of really nasty messages this week for coming out so much more vocally about my perspective and my position in this situation, but I've received so many more loving and kind messages. I've received so many messages from other moms and women that follow me that say, thank you. Thank you for having the courage to speak out, because it's giving me the courage to speak out. All it takes is one. All it takes is one of us to speak out, to give the courage to everybody else to do it. So that's where I'm going to leave this very first talk with me at, is what change are you willing to make in your life right now so that Charlie's death wasn't in vain? If Charlie impacted you and the events, so many horrible events this last week that took place, if they have impacted you, where are you willing to begin making a change? And it doesn't have to be anything big. It can be going to church for the very first time. It can be picking up a Bible for the very first time, inviting a friend to church. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, and I hope everybody has a blessed day.